Business Takeout presents The Healthy Entrepreneur with Maxine Choy.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Healthy Entrepreneur Show. My name is Maxine Choy. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I have my guest, Sandra Turgott, who is a health and wellness coach and is the owner of Byond Natural. She's also an author and a poet. Wow, you've got so many titles. I love it. I
know. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. So thank you so much, Sandra, for coming to the show. And before we begin, I just want to tell everybody a little bit about, so you're author, poet, wellness coach, and owner of Byond Naturals. And we're going to talk about healing and really what is the big deal with healing and why. Again, I'll introduce myself. My name is Maxine Choy. I am a health and nutrition coach and yoga teacher. And this show is brought to you by Business Takeout. Business Takeout is a nonprofit social enterprise, and their mission is to increase Black wealth and empower Black entrepreneurs, both in health and wealth. And of course, if you need any services that Business Takeout can facilitate, please reach out to them. Follow them on all social media handles and also on the podcast as well, because they do have other people who do podcasts, other platforms where they offer a tremendous amount of value to entrepreneurs and alike. So thank you. Big shout out to Business Takeout for providing this platform for us. So Sandra, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
Thank you.
And you know, it's funny because you and I are connected on Facebook, or have been connected on Facebook for like years.
Forever.
Yeah, and I was trying to remember like how, and we've never met.
No.
And there were things that you were doing that was like, okay, you're kind of like speaking to me. And I think one time you reached out to me because maybe I was speaking to you, right?
Yes.
So, we're connected somehow. And
yes, definitely.
yeah. And I'm just so glad that I'm having this opportunity to speak with you, because we're both in the same field. Like I found out today that you're certified in the health and wellness industry, same with the health and nutrition. So you and I, we could talk.
We could talk all day.
Exactly.
It's juicy.
It's juicy, exactly. So I'm going to tell the audience, if anybody's watching this show, please like and share, and please feel free to ask any questions with this segment, because this is about healing, whether it's it's emotional healing. And I mean, I know that oftentimes there's some people who don't get it. They may not understand why we need healing, or why somebody's on this healing journey, or really just like, what's the big deal? Like, get up, shake yourself off, and just keep walking. But there's so much that is around us that is preventing us from truly healing our soul.
Yes.
Right. So let's get to know you a little bit before we begin. So tell us about yourself, and more so your healing journey, and what brought you to this whole realm of wellness.
Wow. That's a packed one. So tell about myself. You said some of it. I like to say I'm just a simple gal, that is passionate about people, and I'm really passionate about people being well. And I write, so I write poetry. I love to write, so that's a part of my healing is to write it out. And I like to tell my clients, write it down. So I do that. And of course, I started this Byond Naturals. I started Byond, which was, I started the Byond as a ministry, I actually started Byond because I wanted to help people to go beyond what they can see and feel, because I was at a place where I was just stuck in what I can see and feel. And I realized that I was stuck with the see and feel, and really, really literally stuck. And one day I got a revelation about going beyond this, going beyond that, going deeper.
Oh, hence Byond Naturals.
Hence Byond. Byond was first. Byond is the umbrella where we do Byond coaching, Byond mentoring, and helping other people to go beyond and to dig deeper. And then Beyond Natural stem from that. Because like you said, I tell people about healing, but also healing emotional pain or spiritual pain, if you may. But also people need to be healthy physically. So Beyond Natural was birthed out of helping people to have physical, dietary and alternatives so that they can have physical health, a better physical health, I should say.
So
So
yeah, that's where Beyond Naturals come from.
That's where Beyond Naturals came from.
Okay. And then you've incorporated that with products, as I see. So we're getting to that a little bit
Beyond
more.
Naturals is all about health. It's all about physical body health, and of course, I sell products which are like natural juices, natural organic teas, and smoothies, sea moss gel, and things to help people enhance that. Because a lot of people become unhealthy, Maxine, because they're running, they're on a treadmill of life, and they don't have time to prepare healthy meals. So my brand is really coming up with healthy alternatives to that. You can grab and go and still feel good.
Oh, I like that. You can grab and go. Yeah,
grab
because
and still feel good.
That is so true, because I'm doing a webinar for a nonprofit organization, and when I told them we're going to talk about nutrition and what's the big deal, it's interesting to hear how a lot of people are not familiar with, or not familiar, but they're not comfortable with the word nutrition, because it sounds as if it sounds scary to some people.
Yeah.
But you need to find the time to eat the foods that's going to nurture your body. So I think when you're going beyond in terms of finding products that are going to nurture the body that people don't have time for, so grab and go. So I like that.
Grab and go, yeah. Yeah.
Nutrition is so important, and a lot we don't even get it from half the foods that a lot of people are eating, because if you're conscious, you'll get the nutrients from the foods you're eating. But
exactly,
a lot of people are not getting the nutrients from the food they're eating. So
exactly,
kudos to you for creating that. And
yeah,
that's great. So okay, when I went on your Instagram and your Facebook, and I've been following you, you're all about healing.
Yes.
So was there a time that you needed healing? Is that what drew you to focus on this?
I think, yes, definitely, that a lot of us, or all of us, I should say, need healing at some point in our life. That may be tiny, that may be big. Yes. For me, it was definitely that. And and I talk about my trauma as a child. I was traumatized as a child. So I grew up into a young adult with a lot of anger, a lot of mistrust, a lot of bitterness, a lot of why me. And many of us sometimes we get to that place, whether it's a childhood trauma like myself, or whether growing up into adulthood and being in the wrong relationship. So that trauma compounded because you just had in more stuff. So you're so sick, and literally when you're emotionally sick and you can't connect to your spiritual self, because when you're in pain, you really cannot connect to your deep spiritual self. You're just in pain, and that's all you can feel, the pain. And I was there, and that was my situation throughout my young years. And then when I get into my 30s, I started on this journey of trying to find myself, if you may, trying to find who I really was, because I didn't know, and I was lost. And that took me on a journey of understanding what it is to heal, and how it is to let go of baggages. And I did get some help, and I tell people, get help, get somebody to help you. And a lot of it it was suppressed. And so I was having physiological pain. I was in literal pain, back pain, head pain, and I couldn't find the connection. Going to the doctors, they can't find the connection. Why do I get these migraines? Why can't I get out of bed? And why am I so sick day after day? And they run blood work, nothing. So I realized that it was deeper. So I started to look deeper. I started going back, and I like to say to people, you got to go back to go forward. People say, "Oh, let's just keep trotting on. It will get better." But girl, it never gets better if you don't get to the root. You're just going to be trotting on miserably. And I had to get to the root of that stuff, and it was scary. Yes, and it was very scary, because I had to go back there. And I had to start writing the journey all over again. what really happened? What did it do to me? And I took a program at my church, literally maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. That
Mm-hmm.
as much as I was doing the work, but there was still residue. There was still stuff that I didn't connect. I didn't connect those dots and why I was behaving the way I was behaving, why I was
Right.
showing up the way I was showing up. And it was only 3 years ago that I kind of hit the epiphany of it, literally. So
Mm.
I can proudly say I am at a great place because I get it now. And I
Yes, yes,
get it
yes.
now. And it was only like 3 years ago that I did some major digging, and I found
Right.
out that there were some roots that were inside that needed to come out. And I found those roots, and I was able to dig. I was able to dig it.
Yes, to dig,
And
to
girl, it
dig.
pains. You cry, you cry, you cry, you hurt, you hurt. It's not like you're feeling it all over again. But after that tears, after that crying,
Right.
I'll say something, and I want to say this. Because I want you to get it, and I want people to get what I mean by healing. So,
Mm.
since I was 12 years old and I started my menstrual cycle for women who were listening, I used to have severe, 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 severe pain. Then all through my cycle, I wouldn't be able to go to school. And that followed me into adulthood. I wouldn't be able to go to work, and that every month. And it was only 3 years ago when I hit the root, when I talk about physiological effect of psychological pain. I
Mm-hmm.
live that. I live that. And I would be in back pain, belly pain. I can't move. I would be throwing up. I would be so sick. And I just realized 3 years ago when I get to the root of some of the trauma that I had experienced as a
Mm-hmm.
child, when I get to that root on that night when it revealed itself, when I actually figured it out,
Mm-hmm.
I actually called it out. I actually gave
Yes.
it a name and I called it out and I released myself from that hole. I never had another menstrual cramp. My menstrual cramp ceased to come back. I never had pain after that. But
And that
I can't take the credit. I have to say, and if that's okay, I have to say it was God. But when
yes.
you do the work, when you get into a place where you're ready to do the work, God will show you the issue.
Mm.
And you have to deal
So
with it.
no, that's an interesting story that you actually, it's as if you just willed it, like you willed it out. And I mean, a lot of people may not be able to relate to this, but sometimes, yeah, it's a psychological uh effects or the process that you have to go through.
You
And
have
it's like they say, this is a classic of it's all in the mind, right? And how
it's
you
all
think,
in
right?
the mind.
But
Yeah.
I want to go back to when you were saying at the beginning about healing, and not some a lot of people may not understand why they need healing or if they need healing. You talked about having childhood trauma, and then
Mhm.
you're getting into like whatever stage in your life where there's more trauma and
Yes.
more trauma, so it gets compounded. And you
Yes.
never and I could relate to that, because if your childhood trauma could be that you were bullied in school,
Yes. It
or
could be.
maybe you went to school hungry,
Hmm.
and then you grow up, and then maybe you had bad relationships, and
Yeah.
then in high school, and then of course something else as into adulthood where who knows, right? Maybe you couldn't
You go
you
through a
know
divorce, you had a bad
exactly.
marriage.
Yes,
Because that's very typical for a lot of women and
it's
men.
so
Yeah.
typical. And with women, we're resilient. I know that, and I think we
Yeah.
all have a little bit of resilience in us. But like
Mhm.
when we just keep going and going, and all the trauma that we keep bringing into our bodies,
Mhm.
it doesn't really get healed because we never take the time. We shut it out and we go into a new thing, thinking, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna forget about all that stuff. But when you said you have to go backwards to go forwards, and a lot of times that's what people need to do is, in order for you to heal, is go back, because even though you think that you may be healed from that situation, it's
Right.
still deep down. It's generational, and it's
It
it's
is.
trauma that needs to be taken
It
care of.
has to be called out. Like you
Mm-hmm.
had to give it a name. So if it was a shame, if it was a shame factor, you got to call it shame. You got to see it for what it was. And
Mm-hmm.
when you call it that, you're able to denounce it. You're able now to move from it because now you
Mm-hmm.
know what it is, so you know how to work at it. A lot of us, when things are suppressed, we don't have a name for it. We just know we feel a kind of how, and this is how we live. And some people will even say, this is who I am. So
Mm.
you're having this horrible behavior. You're showing up miserable. There's no smile. That you're just sad. And then you said, this is me. And that always gets me. So when a person said to me, well, this is me, I said, okay. Because I know what that is. I said, well, this is not you. Because it's not you. Because if you're behaving a certain way that is quote unquote tacky or just not good. Let's just call it just not good.
Yeah.
And something is wrong. But probably you don't know that something is wrong. And this is why we need to search and dig. It's so important to get it. So if you're angry all the time, it's not normal for a person to be angry all the time. So of course there's something going on deeper that is triggering that anger.
That is so true.
That is what we call healing. So it's not a magic word. Healing is a continual journey. And so as we see behaviors happening in our lives, and I say it could be something could start in adulthood at work. It could start at church. People get hurt from church, hurt at work, and you develop a thing. And then you start acting out that thing. And everybody
yes. You know, and the thing is, like, I was having a discussion with somebody, and they tend to be a little bit desensitized by this whole atmosphere of people going on self-love, healing journey, finding myself, because it's become like everybody's doing that and everybody's promoting that, right? And I think that it's not something to be taken lightly and think that we're just doing it because of it's Instagram. It's a real thing. And what that did to me was it made me say to myself, okay, Maxine, get over yourself. Why do you need to heal? What's the big deal?
Yeah.
And I mean, people might look at you and think that everything's great because they're seeing you on Instagram doing your thing. But Instagram is a business.
It is.
It's a business. Whatever I do, it's because I need to generate traffic on my site.
Right.
I need to show my credibility. Right. And I want to show people that I'm available for you to add my service to you. Yes. So I'm not going to show you the fact that I go down and meditate for my healing. I may show you, but I'm just saying that we all have a journey that we're on to heal. Definitely. Whatever that is. It doesn't matter. I don't care what anybody says right now. Everybody is on a healing journey, especially if you've reached a few decades in life where you realize, shoot, here I am in this particular stage in life. I'm in a relationship or not. It doesn't matter. Right? I have kids or not. I have a great job or not. It doesn't matter what your situation is. There is something in us that is not quite
healed. Not quite healthy. Not quite healthy.
And I think that thing could be the one thing that is preventing us from bringing all the goodness in life, a relationship, finance, your job, like career, like anything at all, even to buy real estate, like whatever it is that you're going through, it has to come out. It has to be unearthed because it's healing. Did you want to say something? And I saw a comment that come through, 2 comments. If the producers can just show it for a minute. Oh, so hello there. Thank you so much, brother Cam. Yeah, okay. I'm using my phone, so I can't really see. Thank you so much for watching. Harry Edith says, this is amazing conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate your feedback. Thank you. So, Sandra, I was creeping your Instagram page.
You're creeping me. That's okay. Go ahead. I love it.
I have to creep everybody that I am.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
Because it's like I said, everybody's on a healing journey. So you said denial is a painful state to be in. I was there and it hurts like hell, constantly lying to myself.
Yes.
I mean, hello, so have I.
Hello. But guess what? When you're in denial, you don't know that you're in denial. So it's almost, I call denial. Denial is hiding, right? It's actually you create a prison for yourself. Yes. But you create this prison and it works because people think you got it together. People think you're right. People call you by what you do. Oh my God, you're so amazing. And I like to use my smile because I really smile because I'm joyful. Yes. I like to smile and that's what I do. But there are days when I smile through the pain. You have no idea
Oh,
how
yes. Hello.
painful things are right now. But I smile through it because I develop a this is my mask. I call it that. Not that I'm masking every day. Don't get me wrong. But
I don't mean to cut you, but do you find that when you're smiling through the pain and you're doing your thing, do people look at you and say, "Well, you look so happy on Instagram"?
yeah, you look so great. But the
Right?
people who know you well, or some of the people who you let into your inner space, they know that you're a mess right now. You're going through it. You're
Yes.
going through the fire. But a lot of people live in that state of being.
Yes. Denial.
It's one thing to mask because you got to show up to work today. So you got to put on that lipstick. You got to smile through it. You got to show up. You got to do the work. But it's another thing to live in that space day after day after day after day. And I like to say, when a person do that, you're not living, you're just merely existing. And that in itself is that's why I said that is painful. It's a horrible place to be.
Yes.
So I like to say, tell the truth already. If you go to my website, I have a new tagline. It says, let's get naked now.
I saw that. Yes.
Let's get naked. And you may wonder, what does that mean?
Yeah. Oh,
Pick up my
get naked here.
Let's get naked. But I believe when you start telling the truth, it's really getting naked. And it's a beautiful feeling when you admit that something is wrong with me. I need help.
Mm-hmm.
And if it has to be with psychological help or physical help or spiritual help, because remember, we are spiritual beings, we are psychological beings, and we are physical beings. So, and we need all three parts of our being to be in alignment for us to live our best life.
Right.
So this is not just us talking. Every single person needs to be healed so that you can live your best life. And when I say healing, I don't mean your best life mean that you have a whole lot of money and a whole lot of cars and a whole lot of jet planes. That's not what I mean. When you're living your best life, it shows, Maxine. People feel it. When you walk into a room, people feel peaceful because you just entered the room. People feel like something shifted here, and it's good because that lady entered the room. And that to me is your best. That's when you know that you're healing. So the energy you carry is healthy. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Your aura is just sweet. And that is your best life. So if that's not happening, if when you walk in the room, people start frowning and hanging their head, then you need healing, girl.
You need I know. You know what? You're so right. So and then you go on to say that you were constantly lying to yourself about how you felt. This is your story, right? How you felt, how you need to feel, and how they make me feel. Who's they? Those people who hurt you. The hurt people who hurt you.
The hurt people who hurt you. Because you tell yourself that it's your fault. You make excuses. You suppress it. You don't want to call it out because it's going to stir up a whole lot of stuff. So you're in this kind of limbo, questioning, and you don't want to tell your truth. Because if you tell your truth, you're going to hurt them. Whether it's your ex, the man or the woman who you've divorced from, whether it's your mom or your dad, whether it's the uncle or the auntie, whether that person who hurt you. And it could be gory. It could be gory in levels. It could be a sexual assault. It could be just bullying on the playground. It could be the teacher that told you were useless. Whatever it is, it could be the boss that passed you over every day for the promotion. So whatever it is, you keep putting back on yourself saying, it must be me. And the more you do that, the more you self-sabotage yourself, the more you can't heal. And that kind of thinking, you're thinking awful of yourself. Oh my God, I'm no good. It's me. I'm the person. Maybe I was wearing a short skirt when that person touched me, or maybe I did something. Maybe I was too this or too that.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking
to me right now?
Because that's exactly what
this is crazy.
And that was my story. And I'm pretty many women have the story, and men, let's not forget them, because they do have the story.
That's why I said, are you talking to me? Because we all have our story of blaming ourselves. And I think that plays a huge role in our the delay in our healing.
Yeah.
Until we start to realize that we need to get clear as to what it is that's holding us back, because really and truly there's a lot of things that happen to us, women, men, boys, girls, that we think it's our fault.
Yeah.
And this is so common for
Mm-hmm.
us. No matter what happens in our life, even if it's a good thing,
Yes.
somehow that pain comes back. It creeps up somehow where we feel we don't deserve
Yes.
this,
Yes.
or I'm going to lose it, or the person is going to hurt me, or the job, I'm going to lose the job, or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. And if anybody here is on a healing journey and they want to share anything with us, please be, this is a safe space, I want to say, because this is a real thing. And I mean,
It is real.
oftentimes this stems from mental health issues. And I mean, we're not talking about mental health, but I just want to touch on it, right? Because this is what makes us either depressed, suppressed,
Yes.
angry, sad, whatever, right? So it's really important that healing is something that we look forward to getting that straight in our lives, and finding someone to talk to, finding professional, like you said, get help. And this is what you do with your clients. You help them
Yes. Yes.
to heal, right? And I wanted to ask you about when you have a client, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, get naked. Let's get naked.
Take it off. Take it off.
What are you talking about? What are you saying?
You know what? I use that so much. The reason why I put that on my website, because in my work, I use that a lot. So the people I work with and talk to, they know me for that. So they say, oh my God, like that Sandra says that so much. I said, because people carry, when they have stuff, I call it the baggage, the stuff, people are ashamed.
Oh, yes.
So they start wearing these, I call it clothing of shame and guilt. Heavy blanket of shame and guilt. And most people I work with, I can pick that out. So I usually say at some point after we go to the fluff, I usually say, okay, come on now, let's get naked.
Okay, I got it now.
Come on now, let's get naked.
And that's when you start to take off all those shields.
And that's we start to unpack the shame and the guilt, and it's usually shame, especially our people from African descent. We were told not to talk about it, not to air your dirty laundry. You hear that a lot. Not to tell, because if you tell, it's shameful, and you're going to let down the family. So everybody knows your stuff. So you should hide it. But hiding it cause you sickness. And when I say that, I mean physical sickness. A lot of people who have cancer, diabetes, or hypertension today, it's because of the stuff. It's not because of only what they physically eat. It's because what they're housing in their body, in their temple, in their spirit. Is what is there, what is in your house. It's a lot of stuff.
What is in your house?
Yeah, the stuff since you were
your environment. Your environment.
Exactly. All that stuff. Remember, you can't lose it until you yourself toss it. If you don't toss it, the garbage truck cannot pick it up. It's in you. It's in your stuff. So if it's garbage and you never tossed it, Maxine, it stays with you until you die. And a lot of people live and die and never experience abundant life. And to me, that is sad. And that's why I do the work I do. If I can help one person see it and know that you don't have to carry it. It wasn't meant for you to carry that stuff,
right?
So but for you to get healing, you have to talk about it. You have to expose it. You have to expose the shame. No matter how bad it is, just expose it. Yes.
And that's being authentic, being vulnerable. Yes.
Right?
Yeah. There might be some people watching this show, or even maybe come across it sometime because it's on YouTube, and they think, you know what, this is BS. I don't need no healing. I
don't need it. I'll be good.
Because they think of healing as something different. They think it means you're going somewhere where you're like this, and you're like, having walls sprinkled on you. There may be some people thinking that. So then I looked up some, and that's because they're not admitting, they're in denial.
Mm-hmm.
Denial of the fact that, so not denial of what's happened to them, but denial of the fact that they need help, right?
Exactly.
And I looked up some signs that
Mm-hmm.
you may need healing, and I'm just like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, and that's why I'm saying this, because
Yes.
there are some people who are just going about their lives, and I'm not going to say the word arrogant, but maybe they're being arrogant, and maybe they just feel, or maybe they're just
They
resisting.
feel like they because they mask it. The masking becomes a part of their daily life, so it becomes who they are. So
Yeah,
sometimes a person really don't know, and sometimes if
yeah.
you have somebody in your life that you think, it's good to tell them, because sometimes a person may not know. They may say, "What do you mean? I thought I'm okay. I
Listen,
I'm okay."
for
Yeah,
sure. Listen,
like wow.
if you were to ask me when I was in my 30s if I needed healing, I'd be like, what? I didn't get a cut. I didn't fall and break anything.
Yeah.
That was healing to me. Um, and it wasn't until I had gone through, I guess, like the breaking point in terms
Mhm.
of an unfortunate event in my life. And
Mhm.
then even at that time, it was like healing wasn't something that I thought of. You know, I would more think that I need to call my girlfriend and bitch and complain to her. Or I
Yeah.
would more think, right? Or I'd more think that I need to just like get away from a situation, or,
Right.
that's all we're thinking. Right. And it's interesting to know at what point in our lives do we actually realize that, because remember, we're coming from a different decade, right? So we are now on a healing journey, but I find even the younger people are going on a healing journey as well, and
Mhm.
very conscious of it. And maybe we were doing it, but we just weren't conscious of it. It wasn't something that we identified as like, okay, I'm healing. But it's more and more common. And I think what I like about it is that because we're spiritual beings, we're able to go deep within and heal on our
Yes.
own, so to speak. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not quite sure you can do it alone.
Yeah, you need help, and
You need help.
that's why I said in the beginning that you definitely need help. So you need to
Yeah.
have a support system. You need to have, you don't, it doesn't have to be a lot of people. It could be
No.
two, it could be one person, or it could be two.
Yeah.
It could be a whole church. It could just be one. You
One.
need
Yes.
that person to hold you up, because that person need to also tell you the truth. A lot of times we don't get far because the
No.
people in our circle are BSing with us, right?
Oh
They're
yeah.
not, because they
And
like that we're here, right here. I don't
but
want you to grow. I don't want you to heal. Stay right here with me. It's a comfy place, and they won't tell you the truth. But if you need friends or people in your circle who will tell you, "Hey, this is the truth. Now listen to me," and then tell you that in love. And then you need people to pray with you. You need people to call you up and help you, assist you in getting that help you need, if they're not, because they might not be able to help you, and that may be getting a counselor. And you don't have, I'm a Christian, so I speak from a Christian base, but I tell people you don't have to be a Christian to be healed. I mean,
mhm,
and it doesn't have to be a Christian counselor.
exactly.
I'm not
Mhm.
promoting that. I'm just saying, get somebody who you can trust and start talking. And when I was afraid to talk to people, Maxine, I journal. And I've been journaling and writing since I was a kid, because that stuff needs to come out. It's kind of like, can I say, it's kind of like poop.
Yeah.
When,
Get rid of it.
when it's time for it to come out,
Yeah.
Maxine,
Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
come out. It needs to come
It
out.
needs to come out. You can't keep it
Right.
in. Then you'd be full of it, right?
Exactly. So hurt places, hurt things in you, and stuff that are hurting and causing you pain needs to come out. And when you don't deal with it, it comes out in your behavior, and it comes out
Mm.
nastily. Nastily. And
Yeah.
you see people be nasty all over the globe, right? We
Yes.
see the
Yes.
national TV, and I always smile because I know there is a root.
Mm. Yes.
What comes out from them is the residue of the root.
Yes.
There is the root,
Yes.
and the root
Yes.
is usually pain, hurt,
Yes.
and
Yes.
trauma.
Yes. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
So no, no, no. Like, it's interesting because even when you said that you need help and it's not from a friend because a friend will want to keep you there, I also think that that friend may just be telling you what they know,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
maybe what it's all they know. They
All
just
they
know,
know.
all they know is to say, girl, just put your shoes on, put your dress on, let's go out and have fun. Let's go, let's go out and let's party or whatever, or
let's get rid of it that way.
right. Or, let's go out and have brunch and whatever. And they think that's enough, and maybe temporary band-aid, but really and truly, you start to really feel that you need healing when reality sets in, when you get that job, or you get that relationship, or your child, is whatever, you're facing something, or your friendships or your family, something.
Yes.
Like you start to see where your strength lies and where your weakness lies, and where you cannot even excel in your life. And it's very difficult, because the triggers are the ones that is going to make us realize, oh my goodness, you know what? This is my trigger. I really because we all have triggers. We all have that trigger, and it's that fear of, the outcome of something that's happened to us. And when that trigger hits, it's like, that's it. So here are some signs that you need healing to be healed. Anger and mood swings, feeling guilt, shame, and disbelief. Feeling sadness and helpless, of course.
Yes.
Lack of social communication. Always withdrawing from others, and being like, and just feeling like leading a lonely life.
Yes.
Really.
Because that's mistrust. You don't trust anybody.
Oh, that's why. Because I was like, what?
Yeah.
Never letting go of negative emotions. Sense of insecurity. And poor self-esteem. Oh, competing with somebody.
Yes. Even that's a big one. Yeah.
Overreacting to minor situations.
Yes.
Triggering the emotional world. Holding on to grudges. Difficulty forgiving. Bad relationship patterns. Like, I'm thinking, this sounds like a mess.
Yeah, but when you need healing, and we're not speaking, when I say we, because I am still on the journey. You're really a hot mess. And if you didn't start, you're a hot mess. So on the journey, it mellows out a little bit, and you kind of hot mess. I can be a hot mess still, but it's true. You're a hot mess, and other people can see it, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Wherever you go, you show up.
Right.
Wherever
so the last one,
it's you that show
wherever
up.
you go, you show up. I like that.
Yes.
The last one was difficulty showing love, trust, and sympathy. And it's interesting. Yeah. This is a shameless plug here. I'm going to just take for a second here. So speaking of difficulty in showing love, I'm actually I'm hoping it'll go through anyway. So a Facebook Live on Valentine's Day on my page. It's called Bellas and Fellas Brunch and Social. If the producers can, maybe put that on there for me, please. But it's a Facebook page, Facebook group. It's called Bellas and Fellas Brunch and Social. Right. And so on that platform, I'm going to have a live Facebook Live just like this, and we're going to talk about love and trusting and giving back love, taking back love, whatever. And I think that ties into the emotional healing, the journey to healing, because all this in this world, Sandra, we operate on one word, a frequency. It's one word, and it's love.
It's love. It's
love for self.
Oh, love
for self, the world, people. Like, it's love. And once you start to operate on that, everything just kind of falls into place. It's like a water, just like a ripple.
But love is healing, and healing is love. They go twice. Right. Because you're healing because you love yourself, and you love yourself first. And then the extension of that is loving community, loving humanity, loving the world that you exist.
Exactly. And see that it came on the bottom. Facebook Live, February 14th, Valentine's Day, Bellas and Fellas Brunch and Social. If you go on the group, join it, please. I really want to get the conversation going to talk about this, because Valentine's Day is like, it's so hyped. Love, 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 love. And everybody's like, I love you. And they're doing all these things. But it's not even because of Valentine's Day. It's more so like, I want to operate on the frequency of love. That's just where that's where my vibe is. I want to love everyone like I've always have. I want to love myself more. I want to show love to myself. I want to show love to the people around me, because this is where the healing begins. Self-love. Yes. Self-care. So, I just love this conversation, and why I wanted to talk to you too is because I have been on a healing journey myself.
Oh, beautiful.
We all
Yay.
have. Oh yeah, because we go through life and we think that we're okay because we have things to distract us. Hello,
Ah,
right?
yeah.
I'm a very busy girl. I've got a lot going for me. I have people reaching out to me, wanting to connect with me, be with me, all kinds of things. And I spread my wings and I give my time and my energy. And I love it. But I was masking my own healing journey and not realizing how much I need
Mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm.
into into Maxine and figure out what's, when Maxine goes to bed at night, how am I feeling? And
Yeah.
I
Pillow time, eh? I call it
yes,
pillow time.
yes. And I
When,
say this to anyone who's what?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
when your head starts swirling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I say this to anyone who's watching this show. I want you to just take the time, close your eyes, and
Mm-hmm.
really ask yourself honest questions about your journey in life. What are you paying attention to? What are you focusing on? What is disturbing you? What is bothering you? Why aren't you getting ahead? Why aren't you progressing? Why are you procrastinating? Why are you insecure? Why are the little things bothering you? And go back to your life as to what it is. What is it? And so, Sandra, what can you say to anyone who is struggling with the healing or not realizing that they need healing?
Wow. I would say you don't realize that you need healing, and that's okay if you don't realize it. But I would like to say we all need it. That's why it's called a journey.
It's a journey.
It's not a destination
No.
because we live in a real world, and I like to put it this way: the moment you start experiencing life, life is coming at you. Circumstances are happening in your life. You bad things, if we quote unquote call them bad things, maybe they work out for good. But when that bad thing happens in your life, it's teaching you something. So
Mm,
but sometimes we don't get the lesson. So
no.
thus we need to grow into this healing journey. And you may have, some people may have wronged you, or you may have wronged some people, and then this whole forgiveness piece, that is the healing journey. So for everybody it's different. Maybe your issue is unforgiveness, maybe your issue is shame, maybe your issue is gossiping, maybe whatever it is that your issue is. You have to find that. It's, and you kind of, when I say to people, you know it, they say, I don't know it, but you know it, hey?
You know
Because
it.
there's a secret little voice that keep nudging you. Because again,
Yes.
we say we're spiritual beings, so the spirit nudges us
Mm,
when things are out of alignment. It nudges us. If
yes, it
you
does.
listen closely, you will know, and then the journey begins. So take the journey. It's not
Take the
harmful.
journey.
It's not
Yes.
harmful. It cannot
Yes.
do you harm. It's only going to do you good. So why not
Yes.
take it? If
I
you're
love it.
given a part of goodness, why not just take the journey? And like
Take
we
the
said
journey.
before, get some good people to come along with you, to help you, to hold your hand up when you're weak, when you have a meltdown, to hold you up and show you grace. Because on this
Mm,
journey you will break down, and you will have some what we call it regression. You will go back. Sometimes
yes.
you're trying
Yes.
to get better and you'll go back. Don't be kind to yourself. Say it's
Right.
okay, but don't quit. Don't quit doing the work. It's do the
No.
work. Don't quit. That's
Yes.
what I would.
I
And
love that.
just
Thank
keep.
you so much, Sandra. And I think Journey. Sorry, I'm sorry. We were delayed there. I'm so sorry. You were saying something. Jennifer, sorry. Journey by Judy says yes, it's a journey. Sandra, you were so right. It is a journey, and don't quit and seek help, and acknowledge it. Right. We can't deny it. We can't suppress it. Um, I just want to thank you so much
You're welcome.
for talking about this. I mean, we can go on for another 15 minutes, and I would feel no way. But tell everybody how to reach you if they would like to book a consult with you, or even check out some of your products.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. My website, you can definitely reach me. You can ping me on Instagram, whatever we do there, DM me. Sometimes I don't know the song. You can DM me at Sandra Turgott. And or you can go to my website, Beyond Naturals .ca, or you can put in Beyond.ca, we still take you. It's the same website, Beyond.ca or beyondnaturals.ca. Yeah, you can check out my products. I do wellness teas, all about healing, all about health. Wellness teas, natural juices, natural sea moss, gel smoothies. I have my book of poetry, which is amazing for any woman who wants to go a little bit deeper into spirit and soul.
Nice.
You can get that on Amazon. It's called For Her. It's all about her.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice. I
yeah,
like that. Okay,
yeah.
this is so if you're watching the show, please check Sandra out because I saw your sea moss thing. I'm like, I've heard about sea moss. I mean, I know about sea moss, but I mean, I've never had it in that sense. So I
Oh,
mean, I usually
so you
have it.
gotta try some of mine, girl.
I know because you know what I'm used to. Irish moss. That's all I know,
Oh,
right?
it's the same thing, actually.
Okay.
We call it Irish moss back home, but
Yeah.
it's the same thing. It's the
Okay.
same thing. Matter of fact, I get my products from Jamaica, so yeah, sea moss gel,
Okay.
beautiful.
Perfect.
Hit me up.
Perfect. Thank you. This is great. So please check Sandra out on all platforms. I want to thank you, Sandra, again for agreeing to come on the show. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Maxine.
Oh, no, amazing. And anyone who needs healing, please either reach out to Sandra or anyone that
Yes.
speaks to you. Um, I want to give a big shout out to Business Takeout again for putting on this platform. They do a wonderful job behind the scenes, as you see behind the scenes when we're here. Business Takeout is a platform that I would encourage everyone to join. They have things coming in the pipeline, including even an event coming up in the summer when everything opens up. So please just tune in with them, join them on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter,
Everywhere.
YouTube, everywhere. Yeah, absolutely. Connect with them. So thank you so much, guys, and thank you for watching. And stay well, everyone, and good night.
Night.
Good night.
If you enjoy our programming and want to help support Black entrepreneurship, please donate today. www.businesstakeout.com/donate.